Hello and welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Drew. And at the time of this filming, we are only a matter of days before yet another academic year begins, and that can bring a lot of emotions and a lot of things that still need to be done. It can be overwhelming, it can be exciting, it can be a lot. And as I think about this, I think about, is there really a good way to approach the first week of classes? Because we think about our living situation, our class schedule, what our major is, but what do we do once classes actually begin? So I have three of my most important pieces of advice to you, both as a new student who is beginning the college journey and also a returning student who may have already had a few semesters completed. So my first piece of advice, and this is for new students, is take advantage of the energy and the resources that come with the first week of class. So what you're going to find is there's going to be a lot of buzz, a lot of opportunities to get involved. The schools will want you to know about their resources. They may do involvement fairs. There may be student clubs and organizations all over the place looking to recruit new members. Take advantage of this. This is where you actually get to see what is available to you as a student and the many different ways that you can get involved. This doesn't happen every week necessarily. It may happen once a semester, and it's usually within the first or second week of classes when everyone feels the highest amount of enthusiasm about getting involved. So this is where they can actually bring that information to you and you don't have to look as hard to find it. So take advantage of everything that comes to you and just be very open-minded about all of the possibilities to get involved. Now, my second piece of advice is kind of similar to that in terms of the energy and the enthusiasm, and this is for new and continuing students. And I would tell you, take advantage of this time when you have a fresh attitude and a full battery. This is the time where you can utilize this to establish good and healthy habits for being a student. So what do I mean by that? Well, you may carry over some high school habits or some older habits when you were a student where you could go to class, you could come home, you could do your homework, or you could put it off. And as you start to get more involved or as you start to get into the semester, things change. Priorities change, schedules change, and so you may start to make adjustments, whether that is sacrificing study time or whether that is sacrificing sleep, or maybe you're just not going to class. So while you have this excitement and this momentum about being a productive and a successful student within that first week, take advantage of that and start to establish the good habits. Start to establish a schedule that works for you, where you're setting time aside for sleep and time aside for studying, knowing that those times will be challenged by differing priorities once you get deeper into the semester. Then you can start to have a better idea of where you can make sacrifices and compromises without sacrificing or losing the ability to be a successful student. Because once you get into that semester, it's going to be very hard to establish new habits. Now, my third piece of advice, and this is really for anyone, it's try something new. And that sounds very broad, right? So, well, for new students, I would argue towards getting involved in an organization, and continuing students, I would argue trying a new class or taking a different route across campus where you might see people that you normally don't interact with. And I think this is important because I always look at the college experience as a time and a climate for growth and development. And what you want to do is constantly challenge yourself to grow. And that includes putting yourself out of your comfort zone and broadening your horizons, or at least keeping an open mind, because in college you're being exposed to different experiences. You may be living away from home on your own, you may not, but you are going to be in classrooms with people you've never met before. You're going to be discussing concepts and ideas that you've never come across before, and you're really going to be pushed to think and expand. And as you add this layer of identity, or rather as you add this layer to your identity and it continues to evolve after graduation, You want to maximize those opportunities, and this is where college can afford that to you. This is where you are going to find the most opportunities that are available to you. So make a new friend, join a new club, take an elective that seems like something you wouldn't take, but is kind of interesting. Go to a speaker on campus. Maybe change your major or pick up a second major or pick up a certificate or a minor that is interesting to you. Just try something new. You don't have to see it all the way through if you don't like it, because what I will always say in these videos is discovering what you don't want or you don't like is just as valuable as discovering what you do want and what you do like. So it's not bad if you come across something that you don't like. It's just helpful and it contributes to your growth. So take advantage of that and constantly force yourself to grow and evolve. And a good benchmark is every semester if you can't do it as frequently as every month or every week. So those are my 3 largest pieces of advice that I would give to you in trying to navigate that first week. And I say that because, again, that's not something that it's kind of in the back of our minds because there's so much more going on that is taking our attention. So take these into consideration. If you are a continuing student, what would you say? I mean, you know where to let me know right down below. And if you are a new student, let me know what you think about these. And so as we go into this new semester, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you make the most of it. And I will catch you in the next one.